Hi everyone, it's Dawn coming to you from Decoupage Digital Designs. Today is part 7, the last and final video of a series of videos that I've been doing on bottle art. These have not been demonstrational videos. What they have been intended for is to take the process of bottle decorating step by step, telling you the materials you need, what you use them for, how you use them, and where to purchase them. I'm doing these videos to give you all the information that I can to help you start the process of decorating your own bottles and the resources of where you can find things. I get a lot of questions, so I figured this was the easiest way to get the information out there. But any questions that you have, please feel free to drop them in the comments, direct message me. I have no problem with answering questions over and over again. So today is topper talk. Today we're going to talk about the last step in finishing your bottle, which would be to add a topper. You don't have to add a topper, but it does finish off the final product. Essentially what we use for toppers are simple products like lamp finials and cabinet knobs. I've also used some wood peg figures, and I'm also going to show you some 3D printed toppers that Penny creates that make wonderful toppers. So let's start off with the bottle itself. Most bottles that you get, if they don't have, well, it depends on where you get your bottles from. They could have tops, caps on them, or not. If you get bottles from bars, usually you don't get the tops with them because they replace them in the bars with those pour spouts, pour spouts. So they don't come with tops. Some of the bottles that I know the wine bottles from Amazon, they don't come with tops. If you get the 12-ounce syrup bottles that you order from Amazon, they do come with screw-on tops, which work. So I have a solution for that. If you get a bottle that does not have a top, you can get these tops from Amazon. They're like corks. They're a hard plastic. Just put in the search bar on Amazon tops or corks for bottles. These will come up. They're inexpensive. You get a bunch of them in a pack. Don't remember the price, maybe $12, but you get a bunch of them. They work in virtually every bottle. If they are a little tight, that's okay. They will fit just with a little elbow grease. Push it in. I'm not going to do that right now. Sometimes they're a little bit loose in some of the bottles, but that is not a problem either because you can just put some glue around the rim of the bottle or the topper and just glue it on. So that is your solution for bottles that don't have tops. Now, you don't have to use a top with a topper. You can use them without a top. I prefer to use a top, but I will show you that you don't need to. So if you have a bottle that doesn't have any kind of top that goes with it, or you don't want to order these, I will show you that the toppers still work even without a top. So the first thing I'm going to show you is some cabinet knobs. These are what we use for bottle toppers. These are pretty popular. They come in all different styles. These happen to be crystal toppers, well, crystal cabinet knobs that we use for toppers. They come in different shapes, all different colors. Here's a round one. These just will get glued onto the top. Any top that you use, you would just glue it down. They just glue them down onto the top. Now, if you have a bottle that does not have a top, all you would do is take the topper and slip it right into the bottle. You can put some glue around the rim of the bottle or around, actually you're probably better off if you put it on the rim, and then just drop it in, hold it there until it sets. So you can use these toppers without a top. Now these have a little bit of a bigger base, so they don't fit inside the bottle, but they cover the hole nicely, at least on these wine bottles. And you would just put some glue around there and glue them on. So as you can see, you can get these to work on any type of bottle. Just stick it in and you can glue it on. So no fear if you don't have tops for your bottles. These cabinet knobs will fit. So here we have some crystal ones. I also have these other crystal ones. They come with a silver or a gold base. Again, now they do come with a little hole in them because they come with screws. They all come with screws because when you put them on your furniture, they get screwed in. But don't throw these away because I am going to show you another option of how you can attach them to your bottle top. Then we have what we call pumpkin-shaped cabinet knobs. And that's just exactly what they are. They are pumpkin-shaped. They're not pumpkins, they're just pumpkin-shaped. They come in all different colors, and they are ceramic. And their findings on them, or whatever, the other accessories on them are, they have them in gold, bronze, silver, but they come in different colors. This is like a deep burgundy. I've got black, pink, white, a clear crystal, brown. They come in all different colors. Got these from Amazon. They are called pumpkin-shaped cabinet knobs. Again, you can get 2 in a pack, 4 in a pack, 6 in a pack. The price will vary, anywhere from probably $6 to $10. And those you would get from Amazon. They work very well as toppers. Then the other thing that we use for toppers, they're called lamp finials. Again, as I said, they are the piece that screws up into the lampshade I put the lampshade, attach the lampshade to the base, I believe. These come in different styles. I have 2 different styles here. This is probably about 2 inches tall. This is probably 1 inch. I love the bronze color. I think they might come in other colors, but like a gold, or I like the bronze. A lot of my bottles are that theme. But these are lamp finials. They make very nice toppers, and again, just get glued onto the top. You can, you can use these without a top. I prefer these with a top, but you still can use them without a bottle cap. So those are called lamp finials, F-I-N-A-L-S. And again, from Amazon, just type in the search bar, lamp finials. Then you have where you can get specific things for toppers. This happens to be a lamp finial. I wanted a dragonfly, so I put in the search bar on Amazon, dragonfly finial, dragonfly cabinet knob, and this is what came up. This came 2 in a pack. I don't remember what the cost of this was. They do get a little bit more pricey when you start when you start searching specific. If you wanted cowboy boots, cowboy boot lamp finial, cowboy boot cabinet knob, just type in the search bar whatever you're looking for, and whatever they have will come up. And again, the more specific you get, the more specialty you get, the more pricey it will be. I got 2 in a pack with this. This made a very cute topper, and again, this was a lamp finial. So now I have also been making these little cute tiny Jack Daniel's bottles. These are 100 milliliter bottles. That's about a 2 ounce or so bottle. You can put a bigger topper on these bottles, but I was trying to keep them a little petite and small, so I wanted little tiny toppers. So I found these off of Amazon, and they are actually jewelry box knobs. I don't even know, let's see if it says on here. These are, I think, there were 12 pieces in here. It doesn't really say what inches they were, but they're very tiny, very cute. Just if you're looking for something small like this, I wouldn't put this on a big bottle, obviously not, but if you're looking for something small like this, just put in jewelry box knobs, and that's what came up. They're really cute. And they, again, they might have come in different colors, but I like the bronze. And there were 12 pieces in here. And again, these were very inexpensive. These were only, I think, $6.99, $7 for 12 pieces, and they work well with the small bottles. So that is, okay, so as I said before, you know, they all come with screws. Do not throw your screws out. I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those. The other thing I wanted to show you is I purchased these from Hobby Lobby. They're peg figures. They're wood. I purchased them from Hobby Lobby. I've also seen them on Amazon, and just put in wood pegs, wood figures. They came, I think there were 4 pieces, and they were each a different shape. And what I did was I painted them, and then I antiqued them, and I used it as a topper. And I'll show you here. I painted it black, and then I used a silver antique wax on it. So these are wood, and all I did was paint them just to give me another option of what I can use as a topper. And you can find different kind of shapes. This was just the pack that they had, so that's what I picked up. And I tried it, and it worked. I've used them twice already. I used 2 of them out of this pack, and they work well. So those are peg figures, wooden peg figures. I got these at Hobby Lobby, and you can also get them on Amazon. Then, get this out of the way. Then, what I have also found was Hobby Lobby. Tons and tons of cabinet knobs. They have a whole section of variety of cabinet knobs. I went to town, and every time I'm there, these knobs are 40% off. I think it's one of those things where they're always 40% off. Although these can get pricey, 40% off makes them not too bad. And I like to have a variety of stuff. I think I've said it before. When I start a craft, I buy everything, and I always like to have a lot of everything, because especially when I'm creating a bottle or creating something, I might have a vision in my head, but then it takes another turn as I'm creating it, and I always just like to have a variety of stuff. So these are knobs, cabinet knobs that I got from Hobby Lobby. These unfortunately come a piece at a time. You don't get, you know, several in a bag or a pack, but they had a bunch of different you know, variety. I've used several of these from Hobby Lobby, and they're fun. They have so many different ones that you can get. As you can see, the variety that I have here, and they range from $3.99 to $6.99 to $8.99. You know, it just depends on how much you want to spend. And like I said, I mean, this one is $6. I thought this one was good because I can kind of paint this any color I want because it is white. But these are good. I do a lot of vintage, you know, relic-y kind of bottles. But they have several different kind, and they have a whole selection. And like I said, they've always been 40% off. So this is another option of where you can get your cabinet knobs. These were all purchased from Hobby Lobby. So that's that. Now I've saved the best for last. I have here a box of bottle toppers from Penny. I purchased these bottle toppers from her. I've got all different kind. I really like the idea of matching my bottle toppers to my images on my bottles. So I have gone crazy, and I have ordered tons of them. Penny's also made some that look like finials, which I think is a great idea because these can be used for any type of a bottle. But I'll just show you a few of them that I have here. Eagles for my patriotic bottles. Here's a dragon. Here's a sea turtle. A chess piece. across. I have so many here. So what they come in white and bronze. These white ones are $3.50 plus shipping, and the bronze ones are $4 plus shipping. You can paint them any color you want. If you're gonna paint them, you're probably better off just going with the white one. Some people don't want to bother painting them, so I guess they just go for the bronze one, so they have it good to go. These take paint very well. You can use acrylic paint on them, you can use chalk paint on them. As far as sealing them, you can if you want. I have not had an issue. I have painted them, I have scratched and scraped and everything, and the paint does not come off or scratch off, but the paint takes very well. So you can use any type of paint them any way you want. Show you, I have taken this, and this one was white, and I went ahead and painted it black and then antiqued it with some brown gold wax. I used the Inca Gold antiquing wax that I get from Amazon. I also use a metallic antiquing wax that I get from my local craft store, but I do like the Inca Gold. It's called Inca, I-N-C-A Gold. I get the brown, this is the brown gold wax. They have a few other colors. They have a lot of other colors. I think it's like $11 for a jar, you know, a little flat jar of it. It's not that cheap, but I love the results that I get from it. This one was actually this color before I started, and I wanted to see if it could still be painted over, so I painted it black and then antiqued it. And what I'm saying is this one can be painted any color too, and it will cover, you know, the bronze look on this. But if you're gonna paint it, you might as well just go ahead and get the white ones. But they are available in white, $3.50, and bronze, $4. These are fantastic. They, here's another one that I'm gonna use on one of my bottles. They are fantastic. They are inexpensive. They are so fun to use. You can order your rice papers from Penny and then get your bottle toppers to match. They're easy to use, they're easy to paint, they're quality, and they're a lot of fun. And if you go to the main page and you scroll over to albums and you click on that, you'll find tons of albums with Penny's beautiful rice paper images, and you'll also find a folder of bottle toppers, and you click on that. And if there's something that you want, something that you don't see, if you something that you have an idea of, direct message Penny and tell her what your idea is, and I'm sure she can come up with something and customize for you. And that's what's great about these opposed to the store-bought ones. You can contact Penny and she can customize bottle toppers to whatever you would like. So these are the way to go, to be honest, but I do like to have a variety of different things. So that is what I have to show you as far as toppers, but now I'm gonna give you a few little tips. So all these bottle toppers I was gluing on my bottles with E6000. Now, you can use your hot glue. It will adhere, it will stick, it will last, but I don't know what the duration is. I don't know how long hot glue is going to last over time. I'm more confident with the E6000 lasting than I am with the hot glue, but again, that is your decision, your choice of what you decide you want to use. And if anybody has a suggestion on a glue that you use that you really like, please drop it in the comments. Always open to new and improved and ideas of what works for other people. So, but I'm going to tell you what I've been doing and what I found has worked and has not. So with Penny's toppers, the E6000 works fantastic. What I do is and you don't need to use a lot of this. A little goes a long way. In fact, you don't want to use a lot because then it doesn't dry. So with Penny's toppers, I would just use a little bit of E6000, and I would use, I put a little dollop on it, and then I kind of smear it around. I use my finger, use a glove. I'm not telling anybody to do it the way that I do it. I'm just telling you what I do. I, smear it around a little bit, make sure it's not gobby, and then I just let it sit for 10 seconds or so, and then I take the topper, I stick it on, I hold it there for just a little bit, and then I just sit and let it dry. I would say that this glue, I would give it a couple of days to really cure. I mean, it dries in probably a few hours, but I would really give it a while to cure. So the E6000 works fantastic with pennies toppers. So that's problem solved. Now, the other issue that I was having was that I was using E6000 with my cabinet knob toppers. With a little resistance, the topper was falling off, and that was weeks before that I had already put the topper on. So by then you would have figured the glue cured and it dried, but I couldn't figure out what was happening. So with a little bit of resistance, it would pop off. And what I noticed is that with the knobs, they have this little hole, or some of them have a groove. And what was happening, what I noticed, was that the E6000 was not drying when it would get into the little grooves in the hole. So when it had popped off, I had noticed that the glue that went into the holes or into the grooves of the cabinet knob, it was still tacky, it was still wet. And I'm talking bottles that I did a few weeks before, and it was still not dry. So the other thing that I noticed is that if my bottle topper is painted and you glue it on, you glue this on the bottle top that is painted, if you give it resistance and it comes off, it lifts off the paint, and the cap is completely clean of when you first started, and the paint is stuck to the cabinet knob. So what's happening is the barrier between the surface and the glue, it's adhering to the barrier, which would be the paint, and when it pulls off, so it's actually only being glued to the paint. And I hope this is making sense. So to make it simpler, that the less barrier that you have between glue and surface, the better off you are. In other words, don't paint the top of your topper. Get the topper on first. Don't paint the top of your bottle cap. Get the topper on first, and then you're gonna have to go ahead and you can get this side all painted or do whatever. Now I always prime and prep my tops, my caps, the same way I do my bottle, but it's still, the paint still peels off with the glue. So what I would suggest is to not paint the top of your cap. Glue the topper on, and then go ahead and paint around it as best as you can, dab it on, put a little antiquing wax on it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then, but your topper will already be glued on. Now, the other thing is, don't use a lot of glue. This, you do not have to use a lot of this. If it's too gobby, it is not going to dry. So again, like I said, I put a little dollop, and then I spread it around, and I let the air hit it for 10-15 seconds, and then I put whatever I'm using as a topper on, hold it on there for maybe 60 seconds, less, and then it's good to go. But I still would not count on it being completely dry for a few days. So, my bottles are prepared for my craft show, so they're sitting for a long time before they're actually being sold. So, the glue is curing pretty good. So my suggestion is to glue it and then just leave it and let it cure for a few days. But anyway, so that's what I have noticed. But I still wasn't completely comfortable. So what now I've been doing, and I have a husband that is very handy, thank God. He's great. He's very handy at lots of things. What I have been having him do. I asked him if it could be done, and he made it happen. So the screws that come with your cabinet knobs or your finials. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your cap from your bottle, whether it be the caps that you purchased from Amazon or the actual bottle caps that come with the bottles. You're going to get a screw, but the screw has to be long enough, because what's going to ultimately happen is you're going to drill a hole and screw the screw into the cap up through the topper. So it might not be like, for instance, this. It's long. You're gonna have to have, and my husband's got tons of screws, so, but it's gonna have to be a screw that's long enough to get screwed into the topper and then up through the hole a little bit to catch those threads inside the cabinet knob, so that it can, grab onto it. So what he's been doing is he's been drilling the holes in, putting the screws in, and now I know that this topper is going nowhere. It is never coming off, and that makes me feel comfortable. That makes me feel better. I just, prefer to do it this way, and it's just working for me. So I thought that I would pass that on to you just as an option. It is a little bit of extra work. I mean, I couldn't do it. I have to have my husband do it. If you're good with a drill and you can get it done, that's good. But he does it within a few minutes, and it works. And I feel very secure with this. Although the glue can work, now that I've found this way, this is what I'm choosing to use. This is how I've been attaching all my toppers on my caps. So again, like I said, the E6000 works fantastic on Penny's toppers, glue on and stay on with no problem. It will work with the cabinet knobs and the finials, but again, I would stay away from really painting the top until after the fact. And again, you're going to have to paint around that topper, but better to be safe than sorry. And again, if you have another type of glue that you have found that works, please let us know. Like I said, we're always willing to learn new stuff, and any information that people can pass on, please do. So that is the rest of the videos for this particular segment of this craft. I hope that these videos were informative. I hope that now you have everything that you need as far as knowing what to use, how to use it, and the resources of where to acquire these things from, that you can now get to decorating your own bottles. And when you do create, please share, please post on our Facebook page. We'd love to see what you're creating. We'd love to see the ideas that everyone else is coming up with. And if anyone has suggestions or ideas about anything that I've talked about, if you find things that work better, please, let us know. But I wanted to share all of this, because I know, especially too, if people are new to this, they don't know where to start. So I thought the series of videos would help. So again, we do have a YouTube channel. If you go over to YouTube and like and subscribe, and also you can, every video that I make and post on our Facebook group, I also post, upload to YouTube. And on YouTube, there's a little speed gear that you can slow me down or speed me up if I'm talking too much, or you want to get through the video faster. You have that option on YouTube. You do not have that option on Facebook. But go ahead and check us out on YouTube. And again, go over to the main page and go to albums and check out Penny's images and her rice paper images and her bottle toppers, and get yourself some and just start creating these beautiful bottles. And again, thank you for watching, and just be on the lookout for more videos to come. And everyone have a good day, and see you soon.